Most people think if a narcissist loses you, they just move on. Wrong. A narcissist can spend months acting cold, unbothered, even smug, while secretly raging because they lost access to your attention, your patience, your energy, and the version of you they kept forgiving them. They were stealing your peace, playing games with your head, treating you like you were supposed to stay available no matter how badly they disrespected you. And the worst part, they wanted you confused. Because confused people are easier to control. Most people tell you to just ignore them and time will handle it. That's not how this works. Regret doesn't hit narcissists just because you leave. It hits when your absence stops feeling emotional and starts feeling final. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 things that make narcissists regret losing access to you for real, without begging, without fighting, and without explaining yourself one more time. From the most common one to the most powerful one. Stay until the end, because number 5 changes the whole game. I know this pattern because I lived it. I used to think if I looked harder, explained better, and stayed calmer, toxic people would finally treat me right. They didn't. They just got more comfortable disrespecting me. Then one day, I realized something. Narcissists do not regret the pain they cause. They regret losing control. And once I saw that clearly, everything changed. I stopped trying to be understood. I started learning how to become unavailable to manipulation. So today, I'm breaking this down for you. Number 1, the silence they can't control. This is the first thing that hits them. Not your anger, not your speeches, your silence. Most people think a narcissist wants attention, true. But here's what's really happening. They want emotional access. They want proof they can still reach inside you and flip a switch. Picture this. They send a random text after weeks of ignoring you. Hey, stranger. Or they like one old photo. Or they ask a fake casual question just to test the door. Before, you would answer fast. Even if you were hurt. Even if you were angry. This time, nothing. No reaction. No long paragraph. No emotional leak. Here's what's really happening in their head. Your silence feels dangerous because it tells them their old key no longer fits the lock. This is a classic manipulator panic response. They are not missing your love. They are fearing the loss of control. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly. No response. That's it. No explanation. No long speech. Just those words in action. Do nothing. Keep your face blank. Count to 3 in your head. 1, 2, 3. Then go back to your life. That silent wall creates instant respect because it tells them access is no longer automatic. But wait until you hear the next one. Number 2, the upgrade. They didn't expect. Narcissists regret losing you when you stop looking broken. That part drives them crazy. Most people think healing is private. But here's the truth. Real healing changes your posture, your choices, your standards, and your energy. And they can feel it. Picture this. You run into them at work, at the gym, or through mutual friends. They expect the old version of you. The drained version. The anxious version. The one who looked like slow poison had been dripping into your life for months. That's what narcissistic abuse feels like, by the way. Slow poison. It doesn't kill you fast. It weakens your confidence a little at a time. But now you're calm. You look lighter. You answer short. You don't chase the conversation. You don't perform hurt for them. And here's the crazy part. That calm glow hits harder than any revenge speech ever could. The reason they hate this is simple. Your improvement exposes the lie they wanted you to believe. That you needed them. That you were the problem. That without them, you would fall apart. When you rise instead, their whole fantasy collapses. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, I'm doing great. That's it. No explanation, no long speech, just those words. Say it with a relaxed face, then end the exchange first. That sentence sounds normal. But to a narcissist, it lands like a door closing. And here's where it gets interesting. Number 3, the boundary with teeth. This is where regret stops being irritation and starts becoming fear. Because a spoken boundary means nothing to a narcissist if they think they can wear you down later. Most people announce boundaries. Strong people enforce them. I learned this the hard way with someone in my own circle. Every time I said, I don't like that, they would apologize just enough to keep me there, then do it again a week later. Same disrespect. Different packaging. It was an invisible trap. They kept handing me breadcrumbs and calling it change. Picture this. A family member makes one more cruel joke at dinner. A toxic ex calls late at night like you still belong to them. A jealous coworker keeps sliding in little insults and pretending it's humor. This time, you don't debate. You don't teach them how to treat you. You remove access. You leave the dinner. You mute the number. You stop staying around disrespect. And here's the crazy part. The consequence is what they remember, not the conversation. Here's what's really happening in their head. They are testing whether your words have weight. When they find out your boundary has teeth, they feel something they hate. Loss. Not because they loved you deeply, because they assumed you'd always stay available. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, do that again, and I'm gone. That's it. No explanation. No long speech, just those words. Then if they do it, leave. Immediately. No final argument. No second warning. Boom. Number 4. The life that no longer includes them. This one is powerful because narcissists hate being replaced by peace. Read that again. Not by another person. By peace. Most people think jealousy is only about romance. Wrong. Narcissists get jealous when your world keeps expanding without them in it. Picture this. You're posting less, but living more. You're sleeping better. You're making plans they know nothing about. You reconnect with friends. You laugh without checking your phone. You start protecting your mornings, your weekends, your nervous system. One day they realize something ugly. You did not pause your life after they left. You rebuilt it. I remember when this clicked for me. I stopped stalking a toxic person's moves. Stopped replaying old arguments. Stopped waiting for closure that was never coming. I poured that energy into my work, my body, and the people who were actually safe. And the shift was instant. I was no longer surviving their chaos. I was building a life that had no room for it. Here's what's really happening in their head. They counted on being your emotional oxygen. That's the metaphor. Emotional oxygen means they wanted you to feel like you couldn't breathe without their approval, attention, or drama. When you breathe just fine without them, their power collapses. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, I'm busy. That's it. No explanation, no long speech. Just those words. Use them when they try to pull you back into fake urgency, fake nostalgia, or fake emergencies. Short answer. Closed door. Sounds familiar? Because it is. Number 5. The version of you they can never get back. This is the one that creates real regret. Because narcissists are used to cycles. They push. You react. They disappear. You hope. They return. You let them back. Cycle restored. But when you become the version of yourself that no longer negates with disrespect, that cycle dies. And with it, their access dies too. Picture this. Months later, they come back softer. Different tone. Different words. Maybe even an apology. Maybe a memory. Maybe a message that says, I've been thinking about you. Old you would have felt the pull. Old you would have wondered if this was finally real. New you sees the pattern instantly. You don't confuse a familiar voice with a safe one. You don't mistake regret for growth. You don't hand your heart back to someone just because they finally fear losing it. Here's what's really happening in their head. They regret losing access to the version of you that absorbed their damage and still stayed. That version protected them from consequences. This is why they circled back. Not always because they changed, because they remember how much you tolerated. But once you stop being available for emotional landmines, everything changes. Emotional landmines are those little traps they drop to see if they can still trigger you. A random memory, a guilt trip, a midnight text, a fake crisis, a vague apology. The moment those land and nothing moves in you, the game is over. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, that version of me is gone. That's it. No explanation, no long speech, just those words. Because the deepest regret a narcissist feels is not losing your love. It's losing the old access point forever. And if you thought that was bad, here's the truth. There's nothing more powerful than becoming unreachable to someone who built their identity on reaching you. Here's the real truth behind all of this. When narcissists regret losing access to you, they are not suddenly becoming noble, loving, or self-aware. They are reacting to loss of control, loss of supply, loss of certainty, loss of the easy version of you they trained themselves to expect. That means every mind game, every comeback attempt, every jealous check-in, and every fake apology says more about them than about you. It exposes their fear, their insecurity, their need to feel powerful by keeping you emotionally available. But here's the plot twist. By the time you truly master this, you won't even need their regret anymore. You won't be waiting for them to miss you. You won't be starving for closure. You won't care whether they learned the lesson, because you will have learned yours. You are not hard to love. You were just giving your loyalty to someone too toxic and too small to handle it. They didn't lose someone ordinary. They lost someone who kept showing up with heart. That's rare. Remember that when guilt tries to drag you backward, the moment you become unavailable to disrespect is the moment your life starts respecting you back. Pick one of these 5 things. Just one. Try it this week. Use it in one text, one conversation, or one boundary. Then come back and tell me in the comments, which one are you trying first? And what kind of narcissist have you been dealing with? And if this helped you see something clearly, hit that subscribe button. One click. That's all I'm asking. And at the end of next week's video, I'll be giving a shout out to one subscriber. Could be you. Now go out there and protect your peace. Nobody else will do it for you.